Okay, I need everybody who is complaining about the difficulty of the content in Dawntrail at like the normal level to do two things for me. The first thing is to look at my character's name, my Warrior of Light's name. I'm on Siren. My name is Asiya Ushiromiya, and I want you to go and blacklist me because I don't want to be in the same party as you. Because obviously you don't know how to play the game or how to navigate any sort of complex mechanics. So go ahead and do that for me really quick. The second thing I want you to do for me is turn around and check and see if your diaper has been soiled in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Because goodness gracious, you people will complain about anything. I cannot believe that there is uproar over how hard the normal content is in Dawntrail. You are level 90, going to level 100. You have put minimum 500 hours of time into this game. How are you not good enough in order to like learn these mechanics? Like, do you want it to be like Endwalker or like with Shadowbringers, where like it's really easy to not die at least once whenever you're learning content completely blind? I mean, I'm not, by any stretch, some sort of try-hard, hardcore player. I'm not even sure I'm getting my rotation right with having, like, with Ninja just getting a change recently. I don't even know if I'm doing it correctly half the time. But, you know, golly gee whiz, man, all you have to, like, I think that a lot of frustration comes with the fact that a lot of mechanics have been stacking up on top of each other and that things have been happening kind of quickly. I still think that's nonsense, because most of the mechanics that you're encountering have sort of been there in the game in some capacity before, and they're just reskinned for whatever like thing you're fighting in Dawntrail. I'm not gonna use any specifics so that this video can be entirely spoiler free, but I think most people will know what I'm talking about where I say, like, especially like Duty Finder, like the 91, 93, 95, 97, you know, like those dungeons, like there's a lot of mechanics with bosses and whatnot that are like just taken from other bosses in the game and reskinned to match the aesthetic of whatever's going on. And so if you can't reach deep into your memory banks there, if you've just not touched the game for 2 years and you're coming in completely blind, then yeah, you're gonna forget mechanics, you're gonna die a couple of times. It's not the end of the world. Like, part of this is the fact that there is this sort of stigma around dying or not knowing mechanics right off the jump, where, like, people assume that you're just some sort of disabled idiot who doesn't know how to do anything inside the game if you die a couple of times during a fight, and that's just not true. Like, this is simultaneously why people need to stop being so harsh and why we need to start bullying people again. Because, my goodness gracious, it's not the end of the world if you die a couple of times. By that same token, that person who's like parsing normal content, it's not the end of the world if a couple of people in your party die a couple of times. I think that there just needs to go back to being this sort of understanding, especially this early in a new expansion, where we're like, alright, people are still learning this content, people are going in completely blind to this content because they don't want to spoil themselves. That's what I do. I don't look up anything beforehand. Like really legitimately anything. Like even going into like the level 93 and 99 trials and whatnot, I didn't look up a single thing, didn't watch a single tutorial video, didn't look at the Wikipedia, and that's how I've played this game since I got into it back at the end of Stormblood. Like I don't watch mechanics videos if I haven't done the content yet. And so what comes with that is me having to be scraped off the floor by my healer a couple of times. And you know what? That's okay. You're allowed to do that. That is why they've put healers in the game. We need to be more okay with, like, people fucking up every once in a while. By that same token, though, learn the mechanics. Put some time into it, alright? Run the dungeon a few times in a row, instead of RPing with somebody for the 6 millionth time, or going on the Final Fantasy Reddit forums in order to vent your frustration with how quote-unquote hard the game is. Run the dungeon a few times. It's not that hard. It's not going to take that much of your time. Like, if you've put the amount of time to get this far in the game into it that you have, it should not be this gigantic time commitment for you to run the dungeon a couple of times and like understand the general flow of the mechanics to the point where like you're not dying multiple times a fight, multiple runs of a dungeon. I don't know. I just think that like, yes, let people enjoy things and all of that, but like you need to have some agency as a human being here. You can't have your hand held the entire time. And by that same token, it's okay, really try hard people. Sometimes people need their hand held. Like, hardcore players, you have your hardcore content, you can go be hardcore in there. I'm not a raider. I was in a static for like a little while and it was just too much. It was too annoying to have to schedule and try that hard at this game. And so I am fully in the casual audience, but I'm somebody who tries to get the most out of my casual experience, right? And I know that not everybody is like that. And so I think there needs to be this middle ground in this discourse between like you idiots complaining that the game it's not too hard. We're at level 100. The mechanics are going to be difficult. You've put hundreds of hours into this game. Some of you put thousands of hours into this game. Sometimes the content's going to be a little hard. And I think that you need to just suck it up and learn the content and stop complaining about every single little thing. I don't know.